This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only. Anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, the bad actors that are naked shorting AMC are in trouble. And I know you guys are sick and tired of hearing this day after day, but they are running out of liquidity. And I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell AMC, but you can tell they're running out of liquidity because the volume is dropping. The days to cover is going up. And they can't seem to push the price down any further. It's hovering around $5. I also believe that even if they could, they're afraid to push it down too much because they believe that, I think they believe that retail investors would just start buying it up if it went like to $4 or $3 or something like that. And the more shares retail investors or institutions buy, that's more shares they're going to have to buy back whenever it starts to run, whenever their liquidity runs out, or there's margin calls or forced liquidations. The bad actors are breaking the law in broad daylight. The SEC, the DOJ, the FBI is fully aware of what they're doing and is doing absolutely nothing. I never knew that the United States stock market was so corrupt. I didn't know that they had such a big influence over our politicians and over our regulatory agencies where they could break the law whenever they wanted with no real consequences. It's absolutely crazy. This is something that I would think could only occur in a third world country. But here we are in America with the biggest stock market in the world, and we have bad actors robbing and stealing in broad daylight. And the SEC, the DOJ, and the FBI is doing absolutely nothing about it. It's actually kind of scary. Okay? It's actually kind of scary. Anyway, here are the numbers for AMC. The volume, 8,810,706. I mean, the volume is really, really low. Calls in the money, 25,069 at $6. At $6, additional 59,046, which is in a fair and transparent market, we would be talking gamma squeeze. But when it comes to AMC, you can't talk gamma squeezes because they just lend the same shares over and over and over again. And yes, the SEC, the DOJ, and the FBI knows, and they do absolutely nothing. Okay? Or if they get tired of lending the same shares over and over again, then they go up to their buddies and market makers. And, they have infinite liquidity, so they just keep creating counterfeit shares. And like I said, everybody knows what they're doing. I mean, it's just too obvious what they're doing. The evidence of the fraud and corruption is overwhelming. But because they're only stealing from retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules, nobody cares. Okay? It's absolutely crazy. And then 44.4% of the volume was shorted shares. So they found 3,500,000 shares to short into the market and manipulate the price. Does anybody care where they got those shares from? SEC, DOJ, FBI? Why don't you just ask them, where did they get those shares from? Ask them to show you the blue sheets, the chain of custody, where did they originate? But you don't ask those questions because asking those questions would require you to do your job. And why would you want to do the job you're getting paid to do? I mean, that would be outrageous, right? That would be absolutely outrageous. And the days to cover are now, they're claiming the days to cover is 6.29 days to cover, which I believe is impossible. They couldn't close all those shorts in 30 days, probably 60 days if they wanted, because that's how many counterfeit AMC shares they created. And they're also claiming that the short interest is 15.46%. It's probably 100 times that when you figure in all the counterfeit shares. the millions, or probably billions of counterfeit shares that they shorted into the market in order to manipulate the price. The bottom line is this. They will continue doing what they're doing until your liquidity runs out or the SEC, DOJ, and FBI decide enough is enough. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think that the days to cover is only 6.29 days in reality? And if it was 6.29 days, wouldn't they have covered already and got out to play? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.